Everybody want to watch.
Okay, you guys, since I can't do the Facebook Live because, I mean, no, that's just scratch that. See, that's what I'm talking about. No filter here. Since I can't do the YouTube Live right now, I'm going to just go ahead and do it. I'm not going to edit this at all. I don't really know what we're working with here other than a big fat mess. So, just bear with me. Have some fun. This is my kitchen. It's kind of messy right now. We just got home. So I'm going to be walking back and forth. I'm trying to get Joe to do camera for me, but Connor is just being needy tonight, so it may not happen. I'm going to go get the electric skillet, because I need that first. Get that nice and hot. I have to rinse it out because it's on a shelf. Oh, shit. Oh, I just said the S word. Y'all didn't hear that, right? Okay. These are the plates for later I don't need right now. Okay, how was everybody's day? Did you guys have a good day? I hope so. Mine was okay. Where's my... So here's basically what's going to happen. I'm just going to live stream, or well, I guess not live stream technically, but I'm just going to post this right after I'm done. So you guys can kind of have a live version of what I'm doing versus, my water's just running, a live version. Are you doing anything? You want help?
Yeah.
I don't know why this isn't drying. Anyway, you can have just kind of like a live, raw version of what's going on, or what I'm doing. Sorry, I'm a little frazzled at the moment because we're having all sorts of issues getting things going.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Go inside my clothes on first and foremost. Okay, I need to wipe this off. I don't want any lint. All right. So for this meal, I use an electric skillet because it is just easy to use. I'm going to roll my cart over. I'm going to place this. I don't have anywhere to put this. This kitchen needs to grow. Okay. Oh, there goes the pepper. All right, I'm rolling my cart. Can you man the camera? Just put that down for right now. I'm not going to need it until I do the cabbage anyway. All right, guys. Oh, I need a couple of things here. This for starters. All right. So normally what I would do is take my a pork chop. Can you bring the camera down and turn it a little bit? Oh, the thing went crooked on me. Okay, turn the, yeah, hold on. All right, that's good. And then turn the camera. It's crooked right at the moment. Oh, yeah, it's gonna, I don't know, that thing is weird. It's crooked always. I don't know why. Like, I need to send it back to Amazon and say, listen, okay, turn it just like that for, actually, that's probably going to be the best place for it. I'm going to need 2 knives. Okay, guys. So the first step to this recipe is the meat. Normally, I just use pork chops, or I will cut pork chops into strips. But we ran out of pork chops, so I actually had a pork roast. So I'm just going to use that and just cut it up into chops first. And then I'm going to cut the fat off because I don't need that today. And I'm going to cut these into strips as quickly as I can because time's a ticking. And we're all hungry. You can use any kind of pork you want. I tend to use pork loin because it's the most tender. I do not ever do them that thick, but hey, whatever. Things happen, right? You want to cut them into like thin, I need you to move the camera so I can't zoom in the camera mode for or video mode for whatever reason. About this size all the way around. Sometimes I do them smaller, but you just want them to be strips, not huge chunks, because you're going to have basically pasta noodles and cabbage as well. So bite-sized pieces, not pizzas, bite-sized pieces are key. My mom used to make this for us growing up, and it was one of our favorites. And I've just made it since I went out on my own over the years, and it's become one of my family's favorites now, so it kind of made it full circle. Hopefully Connor will one day cook it for his family, and then, you know, we'll just kind of carry on the tradition. That would be nice. So I'm only going to cut about 3 pork chops because there's only 3 of us here, and I know that Connor's probably not going to eat much of it unless it's on our plate, because he just doesn't eat off of his own plate very often unless it's just noodles. He really likes buttered noodles. He likes macaroni and cheese, which again, we use his cheese sauce for, is fake cheese. And vegan cheese, it's not fake cheese. Well, it is fake cheese, I guess. But we use that. And so there's a few things that toddlers enjoy. He actually did try my saffron chicken that I made the other night. That will actually be featured here soon in the one of the episodes. I just need to get it edited. I've got one other episode ahead of it, and then it'll be up soon. Tonight is pork chops. Well, pork strips. So I just cut them twice, pretty much, just once along the chop and then once down the middle, and I call it good. Growing up, my mom used to season the chicken with garlic, pork with garlic, salt and pepper prior to putting it into the electric skillet. I still use the salt and pepper to season it prior to going into the pan, but I do something a little bit different these days with the garlic because I like to cook more than she does. Not saying she's a bad cook, not at all. If she was a bad cook, I wouldn't be using this recipe. But because garlic blooms in oil or some sort of fat, we will be using butter today, or vegan butter today. And again, you guys, use real butter if you want. You don't have to go out and buy any vegan butter. Literally, it's all the same thing. Except for no dairy in one and dairy in the other, and that really does not make a difference. But anyway, since the garlic blooms in fat, I'm going to use it when directly in the pan instead of beforehand. Okay. I don't like that amount. I'm going to do at least one more. I'll probably just go ahead and do the rest of it, just because there's no sense in leaving one pork chop by its lonesome. Come on now. It's like blasphemy or something. I don't know. Anyway, this is a really good recipe, though. It's very quick. I guess the prep would be kind of what takes time if you haven't already cut your pork into strips, which I normally will do when I do the so what I do typically is I buy a pork loin, and when I buy that pork loin, a little bit of fat on these, I will cut it up into strips and pork chops and roasts. I'll do it like that so that we can store it and eat it later, because you can't thaw a huge piece of pork loin, like a 9-pounder, you know, and then expect to refreeze any of that. So when you buy it fresh in the cryovac sealed bags, you open them up, you cut them the way that you want to eat them in the future, and then you store them that way. And that's what we do. We've run out of those pork chops. We've run out of everything except for this last pork roast from the last loin that I bought. And so I'm just going to use it and try to get as much of the gristle and fat off as I can, because nobody wants to chew on that. All right, one more chop and then we're ready to go with this portion. And I probably should be getting my pan hot right now. Yeah, I really should be doing that. So recently there's been some argument about using olive oil to cook with, and there's valid points to this. So first of all, olive oil smokes at a low heat. So if you continue to heat your pan and you have your hot or your olive oil in your pan getting really hot, what ends up happening is, because it has a low smoking point, you can burn. I'm gonna have to use my arm for this. You can burn your oil rather quickly. When you burn your oil, and it's not gonna be like a, no, right now, you're good. You can talk, it's fine. It's live. It's gonna be a live deal.
I could have done that.
Oh, it's fine. No, I'm cooking, not you. You can cook, I guess, but I really just want you for camera issues. Anyway, because it has such a low smoking point that you can burn your olive oil. And what I mean by burn your olive oil is it will become bitter. It's hard to find a good olive oil as it is in the store. So when you do find a good one, you know, you just kind of want to make sure you don't burn it, because that bitter flavor will carry on throughout your dish. So since vegetable oils, canola oil, safflower oil, those have a high smoking point, those are your better bet to cooking. I know that people are really watching their saturated fat and all that stuff right now, and that's fine. You can definitely use a different oil if you don't want to use vegetable. Canola or safflower is probably your best bet if you're watching your fat intake. Move this out of the way. All right, so I did not prepare by putting my salt in a dish or pepper in a dish. While that is the best way to go about it, you know what? Right after work, you're not thinking about that. You're thinking about getting the food on and feeding your family, right? So that's what we're going to do. Just whatever. Winging it. This isn't a restaurant by any account, so doesn't really matter all that much. I don't know. Okay. So I've kind of been wondering, I know that we're kind of new into this, and I just kind of wonder, like, what are some of your guys' favorite dishes that you make that you ate growing up? You guys can put your answers in the comments, and I will be super happy to read them and interact with you. Okay, that is ready. That is hot, hot, hot. And again, what I'm going to do is just prevent any backsplatter by putting the some salt into the pan. Okay, I'm going to just go ahead and grab it and drop, since I've got all this fat here I don't want to use. There we go. I guess that one goes in the trash, doesn't it? Because it's certainly not getting in this pan. Drop one on the floor. Ha. What a waste. Honey, can you give me some soap, please? Go for yourself. So I just turned the pan on about medium-high heat, just to get it nice and hot. And again, since it's an electric skillet, you can put everything into pretty much one pot. I am going to find my spatula. There it is. And we just want to brown the pork right now. As soon as Joe gets back, he's washing his hands right now. But as soon as he gets back, I'll have him man the camera so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm sorry that this can't be live. I really do apologize. I was looking so forward to that. Like, I've been thinking about it all day long. Hey, I'm going to have you... Okay, I'm going to have you man the camera so you can kind of show what we're doing here. I'm going to go dump this into the trash because we don't eat fat and I don't need it, so... Okay, I am back from that. I feel like I got a sneeze coming on. I hate sneezing while I'm cooking. It's the worst thing ever. It's like sneezing when you're driving. It's just dangerous. I don't know. Alright, I just want you to get the camera and kind of point it down here to show what we're doing. Oh yeah, I forgot it was on the charger. Okay, so that is basically the pork browning right now. We just have it all in the pan in a single layer. There are some pieces creeping up over the others. And I'm also, in the meantime, filling my Dutch, one of my Dutch ovens with water so that I can boil some pasta here in a second. I thought I got the cabbage out earlier.
It's here. Babe.
What?
It's on the table.
Oh, okay, well that's good news. Okay. You hot? Let me get it off of you.
No, my finger.
Oh. Alright, so we are just... You can go put it back now. Unless you just want to move that around. Okay, Joe paused it. As I told him, we're not doing any pausing. We're not doing any editing. We're not doing any of that. So I apologize. He says he doesn't know what he's doing. I said, I know. Okay, I'm going to go get the cabbage. Babe, get out of the way. Okay, and before I start cutting that up, I'm going to clean this off with, did you finish that pouch? With vinegar. I always use vinegar and water to clean my surfaces. Vinegar and water. Why is this up here? I thought I moved everything. Did somebody move it back? Did I leave it there? I don't know. Vinegar and water mixture. Half vinegar, half water, because it cleans and disinfects just as well as any of your chemical cleaners without the chemicals. So, I have this book called like 101 Uses for Vinegar or something like that. And anyway, it's a great book. I love it. I have to go get a cutting board. Okay, when you're working with a small kitchen, you just have to improvise. And then I'm going to take out an actual glass plate. And the reason I'm going to take out a glass plate is because when I put the pork back in this pot, I want all of the juice that went along with it. And with the paper plate, you can't really get all of that. It absorbs into the paper. So I'm going to get a glass plate. If I can grab it. There we go. Okay. And my handy-dandy knife here. Bless you. That wasn't me, that was Connor. Alright, so for the cabbage, I've already washed this cabbage. I've used it prior to this. What I'm going to do, since I had to use this the other day, I'm just going to cut this off. I want to get this, should have went a little further in. I want to get this heart out, or the, what is that called? What is this called? The, gosh darn it, the core. Just escaped me for a minute. Alright, so I just wanted to get that core out, and I needed to find the room to do so. We just want bite-sized pieces, so I just kind of rough chop this. It's nothing, you don't have to get it fancy, you don't have to do anything crazy. We just want it to break apart. And sometimes I'll get real tedious when I have time, and I will, there's a little bit of a core in here too, and I will separate the heart from the leaves. And the reason I do that is because the hearts take longer to cook down than the leaves do. So I'm not going to do that tonight for time's sake, because it's already 6:30 and Connor's hungry, so we make provisions, don't we? If he wants a pouch in the meantime, you can give him a pouch. I've already given him one, but it's fine. Kid's hungry, there's not much you can do. But he's always hungry, so there you have it. And I just kind of want to break some of this apart so that when it goes into the pan, it's not trying to cook together. Alright, so this is browned enough. I am going to take it out of the pan. Skillet and skillet. It's going to go back in, so it's going to finish cooking later. But for right now, I want to focus on the cabbage. So I am going to finish getting this out of here. Now I mentioned, I'm going to turn this down a little bit. I mentioned that we will be using cabbage, or a pasta to go along with this dish, and we certainly will be. But you want to get the pasta water ready when your cabbage goes into the pan, because it takes just about that long for the cabbage to cook down as it does to boil and cook your pasta noodles. So that is something that we do together. Okay, so I've turned this down a little bit because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put butter in there, because everything is better with butter. And I know you're going to go, but you're using vegan butter. I know, but it tastes the exact same, I swear. I am not kidding. It tastes so much like real butter. It's unreal. I was so nervous the first time I had any of this. I was like, oh my gosh, it's going to taste terrible and no flavor. And I was completely wrong. We really like it. I have a sort of a lactose intolerance myself. I don't quite think it's an allergy like my son has. So for me, I prefer it. Because it helps me digest my food a little bit better than a dairy product would. I still eat cheese because that's just, I'm never going to not eat cheese. I feel sorry for my son. I was so excited when I was pregnant with him that I would have a buddy to go eat cheese with. Now we have an allergy. So I'm really, really hopeful that he will grow out of it. I do not know that that will happen. But man, am I hopeful. Okay, butter goes in. Pot's cool enough. There we go. I use half of a stick of the vegan butter. I use half of a stick, which equates to 8 tablespoons, because I'm using just almost a full head of cabbage here. And I'm going to go ahead and turn up the heat now on that, and I'm going to get my water started for, hey babe, will you grab me the lid to this pot, please? I'm going to go ahead and get this pot of water boiling now. So when you boil water, you can get it in the screen, it's fine. No one's gonna, anyway. when you start your pot of water, you want to put salt in there to salt your pasta. And not only that, but I've heard it helps it boil faster. I don't know if that's true. A reputable source told me that. And not to my face. It was actually a famous chef who wrote it down in a blog. And anyway, that's what I'm told. So we go with it. I'm using extra wide egg noodles today because those are the best egg noodles that I have ever had. So, and I'm just going to use 1 clove of garlic in my dish tonight. Sometimes I do like to finish it off with a powdered garlic just to give it that extra oomph right there at the end. You don't have to if you are not a big garlic fan. I'm a huge garlic fan. But, you know, you don't always have to do what I do. You can take this recipe and make it your own if you want to. But this is just how we make it, and if it were up to me, I would have way more garlic in there because I actually really like garlic a lot. But, you know, sometimes it's a little bit strong, and if you eat it raw, whew. I wonder if this registers on the Scoville scale or would register on the Scoville scale. You don't think so?
No, it's different.
Because it's not a chili. Do you guys know how the Scoville scale works? That's a fun one. I loved learning about that. So the Scoville scale, if you don't know how this works, I'll tell you. That's not ready. So basically what happens is with you take a chili pepper, well, you don't. But let's for fun just call it the Scoville Institute, shall we? So I forget the guy's name. The last name is Scoville. There you have it. He was a professor, I believe, and he took basically a grip of peppers, chili peppers, and said, okay, we're going to determine how hot this pepper is by cutting it and cutting it and cutting it and cooking it and cooking it and cooking it until we stop getting heat. However many times that takes is how hot that pepper is. For example, if you take a jalapeno pepper, which you know off the top of your head what a jalapeno pepper runs on the Scoville scale. 15,000 or 100? Because we all know it's not million. No, we all know it's not million.
I think it's 15,000.
15,000. We'll go with it. It's fine. It doesn't have to be accurate. Okay, now it's ready. We're going to put the garlic in. So you take how they got 15,000 on the Scoville scale is they basically took that jalapeno pepper. They took a group of students and they cooked it down, or they cooked it. They said, okay, everybody taste this cooked jalapeno pepper. How long did they cook it? I don't know.
4,000 to 8,500.
4,000 to 8,500? Okay, so those are your Scoville scale readings on a jalapeno pepper, depending on the pepper. Anyway, so they have a group of students try this jalapeno pepper right after it was cooked, and those that say, oh, this is hot, that's a 1 on a Scoville scale, okay? However many times it takes that process until the people say, okay, it's no longer hot, is where it ends up. So between 4,000 to 8,500 times of cooking it and having people eat it is basically how that measurement was gathered. That was a really fun thing to learn. And they did this with all the peppers. So you have your Carolina Reapers, your ghost peppers, your habaneros and scorpion, Trinidad scorpion peppers. And there's so many of them too. It's like, how on earth did anybody sit there and eat that many peppers? You know what I mean? Cooked or not. All right, now we're gonna go ahead. Hey babe, hello. Can you get the camera? Just bring the whole thing over. Now that the what is that called? The butter is melted and the garlic has done its job. We're going to put the, we're going to put the cabbage in, what didn't fall on the floor. And we're just going to kind of work that around. I missed one. I may wind up adding more cabbage, or not cabbage, butter to the pot because I just want to make sure that this has enough to cook all of this down. That needs to be cut. So sometimes these kinds of things happen. That's not a bite-sized piece. So I'm going to take that out, and I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to cut them again. And I'll cut that one because it's a heart. I hear my son pounding on something, and I don't know what it is. Connor? What are you doing, buddy? You okay? Good talk. He's not in the business of answering us yet. He's like, look, you guys are lucky I keep you around. Okay, I can also hear that water boiling now, so we're going to season this with salt and pepper. You guys keep in mind that I know that you really have to watch, where's my pepper? Here it is. How much salt you put in your food because you don't want it over salted, but at the same time with things like cabbage and potatoes, they tend to take a little bit more salt than most things. So feel free to be a little bit more liberal with that. Just don't go crazy. This thing keeps getting crooked. Okay, it's done. Okay, we're good. Okay, so the pepper is on the cabbage. And I'm getting ready to go ahead and put the pasta in now. Alright. Yep, it is a rolling boil. Can you come around, hun? Where did it go? Here it is. Okay, so this is boiling. I'm going to take that off. Always turn your water down about medium high. You don't need it on high the whole time. You just need it on high to get it started. Okay. And this is going to sit here and basically just cook until it's done. We'll stir it occasionally. Sorry, I'm trying to... This thing keeps getting crooked. I don't know why. We'll go ahead and just stir it occasionally while we continue the cooking process on the cabbage. This meal is going to come together within the next 10 minutes. Cabbage does not take that long to cook. You can even turn up the heat if you wanted to get it going. But you know what? I mean, don't burn it, you know? Okay, so, honey, you got to follow with the... Okay. Now, as I've said before, you make sure that if you want something to cook or steam, you want to put the lid on. So I'm going to add a little bit more butter because that is really scarce with butter right now. So I'll add another half of a stick. Hi, baby. What you doing? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What happened? Oh, no. Did it drop? Did all that drop? Yes, it did. You gonna pick that up for Mama and put it in the trash? That's so nice. Thank you. Okay. So I have another half stick of butter in the pot here, or the skillet here with the cabbage. And I'm just gonna go ahead and find the lid to this and then get it on there. I want that butter kind of melt down, and I'll be right back. I don't know where it's at. Where's the lid to this? Oh. That was relatively close. With these, there's a little steam hole here. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. See that steam hole right there? You guys want to put that on the back side of your skillets or your pans. I have one on the the pot for the pasta also. And what you want to do is just make sure that that is turned around, because that steam does come up and it will burn you. So make sure it's just turned away from you so that doesn't happen. Okay, someone's really, really hungry, and unfortunately dinner's not quite ready, so I feel really bad about that, because, you know, I just hate making my kid wait to eat. But sometimes, you know what, life happens, and it's hard to get home, get everything ready, and especially when you have a toddler who requires a diaper change, a dog who requires going out to go to the bathroom, and you just have things get in the way of starting dinner and getting to sit down to family dinner. And I think we lack that a lot these days. There's just no time. We make the time, and it's hard, and sometimes we eat late, but you know what? We eat together, and it happens every night, whether we're sitting at Connor's little toddler table by the TV having dinner together, or whether we're sitting at our dinner table eating dinner. You know, we make it a point to spend that time together. So I'm not trying to push what we do on you guys, but I feel like it's important to do that, to eat with your families. Go ahead. Kid's hungry. To eat with your families, to talk about your day, talk about things going on in your life, you know, really get to know each other that way. Everybody, you know, food brings people together, and your family members are people. They're not just your kids or your spouse. They're people, and those people have interests, they have likes, dislikes. They've all liked this channel, so I don't know why you haven't yet. But they're people, and you know, you got to keep those relationships fresh by getting to know those people every single day, talking to them about their day. How was your day? What was the best part of your day? You know, did you have anything that was bad today? You know, just little things like that. It really does go a long way. You know, we spend about 30 minutes together at the kitchen table, excuse me, eating and talking, and, you know, we really try to do that every single night. It doesn't always happen, you guys. Like, there are nights where for some reason things just don't go our way, and we're worried about getting Connor fed, Connor bathed, Connor to bed. We don't even eat. There's been times we haven't eaten until 9 o'clock at night, and that is terrible, but it happens because with toddlers, life is just busy. With 2 jobs, life is busy, and then I go and throw another full-time job into the mix. But this is one job that I absolutely love, and I'm so grateful that you guys are here with me and spending this time with me. So just know that for sure. You guys are making this possible for me to do, and I appreciate it. So I'm just saying, you know, maybe try to have a family meal together, and maybe just turn the TV off, put the phones away, and really talk to one another. All right, this is to the point where it's getting wilted down enough to where, or cooked down enough to where I can go ahead and add back the pork. And again, all of that juice needs to go back in the pan, because that is flavor, and you want every ounce of flavor you can possibly muster. Okay, so at this point, I want to show you, Joe's busy with Connor, so I want to show you kind of how this looks. And that is your pork strips and your cabbage, and soon we'll have the pasta in there as well. The extra wide egg noodles, because those, yeah, that's how I want it right there. Those are going to give a little bit more substance to the dish. Now, at this point, even though the pork is in the skillet, I'm going to go ahead and cover it again, because the cabbage tends to cook a little bit easier that way, since all that heat is retained and it's not leaving the pan. This is almost done, and I need to make room in my sink for it. So you're going to get to watch me do some dishes. I'm actually done with this now. So I can roll that out of the way. Ugh. That is really convenient because I'm working with a very small kitchen, as you can see, and that is really helping me to get to do what I want to do without having an actual island in my kitchen, which hopefully one day I will have. So we are going to need to drain these. You can definitely just transfer them if you want to with maybe like a spider spoon. If you don't know what that is, I'll show you. Stepping on cabbage. I'm probably going to knock into this light in just a second. Okay. This is your spider spoon. So you can transfer pasta with that very easily, especially this type of pasta because it's egg noodle pasta. So it's not big, long strings. It's just small and easily maneuvered with those kinds of spoons. I just use a pasta spoon. I drain my pasta. You could, whenever, it is a good idea to keep some pasta water on hand to loosen up your pasta later on. So there's, oh, you know what? I never finished telling you guys. I used canola oil tonight when I was talking about the olive oil having a low smoking point. Anyway, so I use canola oil. Now I forgot what I was talking about here. Pasta, something. Oh, pasta water. So if you keep your pasta water, everything else you can wash only. So I'm just going to move it to the side and not worry about it later after dinner. So pasta water. It's long debated about how to prevent your pasta from sticking together. Some people put butter in it, some people rinse it, some people put olive oil in it. Here's the thing. There is a right way to do it. However, that right way is with when you have a sauce only. Okay, those are done. So these egg noodles are completed, so I'm going to dump them now. I don't need water, or pasta water this time because of how this comes together. But you should save about a cup back from your pot because that will help you loosen it up later. If you put oil on your noodles, and you're going to use a spaghetti sauce or an Alfredo sauce or any kind of sauce, that olive oil is going to prevent that sauce from sticking to the pasta. So instead of doing that, instead of using the olive oil to kind of loosen it up, take just a small spoonful of the sauce and put it in the pasta instead. Also, saving back that pasta water will do a couple of different things. So one, it will thicken sauces, or if you have like I don't want to call it soup necessarily, but if you have something that calls for pasta and you need to thicken up whatever liquid is around it, whatever it is. It could be a pasta sauce, it could be a soup, a stew, whatever. But if you need that, then you just use the pasta water and it will thicken up whatever liquid you're working with. And not only that, but it will also, if you put it in the pasta a little bit later, like if you just wanted to set your pasta aside and do something else, what? Okay. If you wanted to set up your pasta aside while you do everything else, you can put a little bit of that liquid back into the pasta and it'll loosen it up as well. Okay, you guys, we've been going on 44 minutes now. Oh, where is my... Oh, here it is. So, while it is a quick dish, part of the problem is the prep. The prep does take a minute or two, unless you already have the strips, which I normally do. So usually this is like a 30-minute meal. So definitely do that first. The cabbage is almost ready, and once the cabbage is ready, I'm going to go ahead and add the pasta directly to the skillet. Let it kind of cook in for just a second. Season it again. And then we're going to sit down to eat. So can you get the table set and get us drinks? I will have tea, please. Am I leaking? Sorry. Thank you. I'll clean up my floor and dripping water all over the place. Okay. After you, darling. So how are you guys liking this so far? Good, bad, fun, not fun? Wish I would have edited some things. Wish I wouldn't have. I didn't. There was only that one pause, and that was Joe's fault. I blame him. All right, let me taste some of this because I want to make sure it's... Do you want to taste this to make sure it's where you like it? And by taste this, I mean the cabbage.
I can tell it's not.
You can tell it's not?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
The color's too bright.
Well...
I mean, you're fine. I'm just letting you know. I can see that the
All
heart...
I'm going to tell you is that cabbage shouldn't be translucent.
That does not work.
It totally is exactly what you are looking for. But I can also tell that the hearts aren't done either. Alright, let me cover that back up. I'm going to turn up the heat just a little bit because I don't know if it's quite right where I should have it anyway. Just simply because I turned it down earlier and wasn't really paying attention when I turned it back up. Oh my god. Okay. Alright. Do you guys have any questions? Feel free to ask. I'm happy to answer all questions. What are you going to have for a drink?
Oh, tea.
Huh?
Tea.
Oh. Oh, I only saw one cup. That's why I asked. I already got plates out, too.
Yeah, I seen you want to
Okay.
move over here.
Yeah, and I'll move these. Okay. So, we are almost done. I'm just waiting on this, their cabbage to cook down a little bit more. I'm really hungry. I guess I could make some bread. Do you want bread? Okay, let me get the bread out of here. Where is it? Here it is. I'll have to do it over here because where the camera is, unless you want to move it, but we'll just not worry about that right now. Okay, I lied, guys. I'm not done. I'm going to turn on the oven because we're going to have bread. You okay?
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Well, I don't know how that goes. Alright. Always use a bread knife. So worth it. Alright, and this is going to be the last of the spread, so we'll need to get more soon. That is a big hole in it. Man, I hate that. I feel like it's just a waste of a good piece of bread. That was a little bit. Well, it is what it is. You guys ever sing your kids' TV show songs? I do all day long. So there's something to this. Gosh, I wish I could remember. When there's holes in the bread, if any of you guys know, help me out. If there's holes in the bread, that means it didn't proof properly, right? Right.
I think so, yeah.
Again, not a baker, but you know what? I make an effort to learn about it at least, to understand it somewhat. I'm not that bad. I'm an alright baker. There's things that scare me. I'm not gonna lie. I get intimidated by some things, but who doesn't? I feel like making bread is like a mean girl, you know what I mean? Just mean. You gotta punch it. This is like a waste. This is just, look at this. Look at this. What am I gonna do with that? I got ripped off. This one's even worse. Look at. I see you. The wheels on the bus go round and round. Do you guys say all through the town or all day long? That's a hot debate in my own head. Like growing up, I always said around town, and now I always hear me going all day long. I'm like, that kind of makes sense too, you know? No, wait, wrong. Back that one up. When I was a kid, I always say all day long. And then now I hear all around town, and I'm like, no, that isn't right.
I've always heard all through the town.
All through the town, and mine was all day long. And I've heard both versions. Maybe they're both right. Maybe it's like one had to change it up a little bit to not get sued. You know, kind of like the whole Vanilla Ice, David Bowie situation. You guys remember that? That was a hot ticket on there. He says, it goes ding, 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 ding. He says there's an extra ding in there, so it's fine. It's fine. It's not sampling at all. I'm like, it's totally sampling, dude. It's fine. It's a debate for another time. Alright, bread's buttered. Oven's not quite preheated, but I did get butter all over my hands. Oh, goodness gracious, it's late. What time is it? 6:57? This is what I'm talking about. We got home late, though, because we had to stop at the store. But it's already 7 o'clock, and I have things to do. I have... Tomorrow is May the 4th. Okay, we all know what that means. Well, at work, I'm doing a... me and one of my coworkers are putting on a little mini event that we're calling May the 4th be with you. Have you heard of it? Anyway, everyone is supposed to bring, this is about done. I'm going to call it. Come check this. Make sure that this is where you want it so that we can eat, please. Let's hope he says it is. Anyway, we're doing this event at work, and basically celebrating Star Wars, just like everybody else in the world will be. And I'm supposed to be bringing a snack, just like everybody else will be. This is why you say pasta water right here. I didn't do it. So check that. Huh? No, just checking. I want to make sure that you don't have a cow. Gosh darn it. There. Go ahead and get yourself another one in there. So I have to make snacks, basically. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take pretzel sticks and dip them in colored chocolates. I couldn't find like automatic, like melting chocolate with colors, so instead I'm going to take some almond bark and I'm going to cook it down and put some food coloring in it, put some red, put some blue, and I'm going to make some lightsabers. My boss is going to make this like Cheerio style Rice Krispie treat thingy. And then we're going to take some chocolate and we're going to melt like a dab on there and we're going to pin the lightsabers to it. Alright. How is it? Is it good? Okay. Joe approved, guys. Joe approved. That's only at 300. You just have to watch it. Okay. We're wrapping up here, everybody. So, honey, can I get you to do the camera right now?
Yeah, we won't.
Yeah, what do I want? Well, just kind of bring it over here. So they can see what it is I'm actually doing over here. We're seasoning. So this is your dinner. It's not exactly a one-pot meal because it did take 2 pots to get it done. I need to turn this down for him. I just want to cook the pasta noodles so that they get just a little bit of color on them. Connor, hold on 1 second, buddy. We're going to get dinner in just a second, okay? Anyway, just a little bit of color on them, and then we're going to serve. I'm going to go ahead and get Connor's ready to go because child is starved. Like, he is hungry. And I don't blame him. At 7 o'clock, it's his bedtime. And
he's had 4 pouches.
Oh, he's had 4 pouches?
Roughly.
Oh.
At least.
I only thought he had 2.
At least 2.5.
Okay. Well, he's as hungry as I thought. It's probably a good thing. We still give him pouches. He loves them. It's fine. It's whatever. Okay. Let me go get his plate. Can you back up just a second? Do you want to eat with Mommy and Daddy? You want to eat? Okay. C is the answer. C, he says.
Hey, sit.
Okay, you're gonna have to.
Okay. I'm gonna just try to give him noodles because he just really likes his noodles. I'll give him a piece of meat or 2, but we cut it because obviously 2-year-olds. Oh, jeez, that was all. Okay. All right, you guys. Well, this is pretty much it.
Yes.
I tasted the cabbage, but you know what? I need to taste this whole dish and just make sure that it's got enough seasoning. So give me just a second. I'm going to go get a fork. Get this. The pork. Okay. Here we go. This is what you get on your fork is you get a cabbage and some pork, and that is blurry, and some egg noodle. Hot. Okay. This needs a little bit more salt. And a little bit of garlic, so we're going to put some garlic in there. And again, I just finish it off with the powder to give it like an extra oomph, you know. Okay. Do you want to bring the plates? Oh, I forgot to cut that. I'm sorry. Things happen. With a little bit more pepper on it. We like pepper, so. I don't like it as much as Joe does, but I do like it. Okay, dinner is done, you guys. I am so sorry it's taken an hour. 58 minutes we've been going here. This was supposed to be a quick video. It did not work out that way. I'm sorry. No, it's life. One at a time, please. All right, here you have it. Pork strips and cabbage. There you go. It's a delicious dish. It typically doesn't take as long as it did tonight, but again, things happen. We got started late anyways, so you know, it's just one of those things. That's mine. You can just, because I have hearts in it, and I know you don't like the cabbage hearts.
I want just about another scoop or 2 extra than that.
I know. That's why I said that one's mine, because I saw the look on your face.
I was just telling you how much I wanted, though.
I know that, but I already know. I just wanted to reassure you that that wasn't all you were getting. Calm down. All right, everybody, we're going to sit down to dinner. Is that good? Okay. Have a great night. Thank you again for stopping by and you know doing this video with us. I had a good time. Sorry again that it couldn't be live, but we will do a live because I'm looking forward to doing that. We'll do a live soon. Thank you guys. Have a great night. See you next time. Bye.